Alrighty, also, if you follow my channel, you see that I do a lot of Walmart customer return lawnmowers, and I'm just kind of putting together a little bit of or a few videos of common things that I see with the mowers that I'm doing. Just like I said, small things. And this one's actually one that if you have one of these hyper tough push mowers you get from Walmart, you will likely encounter during your time of owning it. And I'm going to show you how to fix it, at least in the short term. And it's mostly because of a weak design on the part of the manufacturer as to how they manufacture how the handle goes into the deck. So a few years ago, I guess a quick history, they changed the decks in 2016 to what they currently are now. These red decks, like this. You might have a Murray brand push mower that's like this as well, a Weed Eater brand push mower, a couple other brands, just the really entry-level, cheap, thin deck push mowers. On the back, the way that they have the handles, you're going to notice, I don't know if you can see when I do this, but if I move the handle, you see how much movement there is in that handle lifting up the mower? A bunch of movement right there. And that's a relatively common thing with these mowers over time. This one, I don't know how much use it's gotten. Probably not much at all. But I'll show you kind of how it's mounted here. I'll get it on the concrete here for y'all. It's not really mounted in a very good way. It's actually held on by just two, it's not held on, yeah, it actually is held on by two little screws and then two guides. So let me get this down for y'all, and I'll do this all in one take most likely. Alright, so let me show y'all how it is mounted on here, and it's not very good the way that it is. So this actually is the mount for the wheel. So that's kind of one of your, it's actually not the way that the wheel is mounted, because this is the whole mechanism that I can show you on this side that allows you to adjust. So you're going to have a little bit of play in the in that mechanism. It's not the one that holds this wheel assembly together completely. It's actually the other one. So this is your adjustment nut there, where it goes for the height adjust and whatnot. So you have, you know, if that was tight, you wouldn't be able to adjust the wheels, to put it simply. This is a 3/8 inch. What happens is that these nuts right here, and you can see on the other side, they screw through, loosen up over time, and then your third thing sticking out right here is where your guide is for your wheel adjustment assembly that attaches the wheel to it, and that fits in this hole right here. And this hole actually has a little bit of room for the guide to move up and down in. I guess that's just the way they made it from the manufacturer. What happens over time if these loosen up is that those holes, these guides will start wearing out and these holes will wallow out. So what I do whenever I see one of these is I just take a 3/8 inch ratchet, or a ratchet with a 3/8 inch socket. You can't tighten them too much, but you can see it does tighten a little bit. And you don't want to strip it out, so just tighten it to where it's, you know, fairly tight, but not like incredibly, you know, into the world. It's not going to come back off ever again tight, because you'll strip it off. And then I'll do the second one up here up top. I don't know if y'all can quite see that, but it's the same deal. You're going to have to probably move some grass around too if you use these. Again, you don't want to strip it. So just tighten those two bolts up. And put the mower out. And then we're going to just see how, you see how much tighter that is right there? A little bit of play, but that is on the part of the handle. Your wheel mechanism is not moving anymore. So, again, Don't tighten it to the end of the world, but if you find that this is getting loose on you, those two 3/8 inch bolts under there are what really holds the wheel assemblies to the mower deck itself, and that's what helps keep the wheel assembly from moving on you. You could adjust it a little bit to the height that you want. If you're a little bit shorter, you might want to adjust it a little bit lower. If you're a little bit taller, you might want to adjust it a little bit higher. It's a very minute adjustment, but if you want to, you can do it. Again, this is just something that I've seen on a lot of these Hyper Toughs, and I wanted to make a video out there for anybody who is looking to fix them themselves. It's very easy. No need to return the mower. The deck's not falling apart or anything like that. You can do that. You can do your own way of improving that if you want to as well. It just kind of depends on how much you want to invest. But like I said, for 5 minutes worth of time, tilting it over, getting your 3/8 inch ratchet, your handle is a lot better off and should give you a little bit more time before they loosen up again. Hopefully they don't if you tighten them good enough and you don't strip them. But anyways, if you find any more content that you like on my channel, feel free to subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe. Like I said, there's a lot of videos pertaining to these newer Briggs & Stratton engines and their common problems, their common failures, and their weak points, as well as the mowers that they sit on. So thank you all again. Stay tuned for the next video, and we'll catch you next time.